Well, not that there's no home. I mean, so this, I guess you don't have to write down in your plan book. What I guess you would need to write down in your plan book is to catch up, if you need to catch up. Otherwise, if you're totally caught up and you have all of this week's homework done, you're great. You can write down no homework. What's up? You will, yeah. So if you noticed on the first slide, Kevin's paying attention. Your group will need one Chromebook, but if you haven't gotten that yet, hang on. Hold up. If you haven't gotten that yet, just hang on. So what we're going to be doing today, first, I'm going to take questions from 333 if there's been any homework questions this week. But then we're working on the closure. So here's what's up. Monday, we will also be working on the closure, but I doubt for all of class. Right? We'll take questions. We'll go over things if we need to.
Please pardon the interruption. Is Alice Colon is in the building? Please come to the office. Alice?
Cologne like you spray on yourself. So your objective today is going to be with your group, and closure is going to get collected. So trust me, this goes back to like what some of your classmates were talking about in forum, about how do you like get your work done and then be able to spend your free time doing whatever you want. Right now you've got the next like 35, I can't do math, I don't know, 35, 40 minutes to, as your team, work on the closure. Your one Chromebook that your team needs is so that as you're working through the closure, if you are stuck on something, you use your resources. So hold up, eyes up on the screen. I want to drive you through this. There is no homework help, quote unquote, like on the closure problems. However, let's say we're doing 130 and we get stuck, right? Our whole team gets stuck. We go down to the answer key, the person on the Chromebook, and we look at 130. Notice where it says, do you need help? You go one of these places. What does MN stand for? Math notes box, right? So if I go there, that gives me the math notes box, and I hate the sidebars. So I would, if I was you, I would get rid of the sidebars by the top, bottom, or the bottom button, so you can hide toolbars. But this math notes box tells me how to solve that problem. If that didn't help, I can also go to the lesson, and that takes me to the beginning of the lesson and review that lesson and review any of that important vocabulary. Also, it shows me where we practiced that work. So if you want to go back to homework and check like what problems those were, now like you turned in your homework, but if you need to grab it back for today, that's fine. But if you did these problems, you should be able to do this problem. Don't just copy down solutions because that doesn't benefit you at all, right? You could just go here and find the answers. Great, but then you're not ready for the mastery next week. Any questions about what we're doing today? You and your team are going to be working through the closure section. If all of you get stumped and you've gone to the need help section and you've gone to the lesson or the math notes box or whatever else, then stick up a hand and Mr. Smith or I will come and help you. But only once everyone's discussed and you've tried the resources available to you. Questions? Aiden. Yeah, we're about to do that. I'm just making sure we take questions on what we're doing today. So if you guys go into like chaos and we have animal noises and crazy behavior, like we won't do closure on Monday. It'll just be your homework. If you show me that you are on task, working on the work we need to do, and behaving like 7th graders, we will take whatever time we need on Monday to do the closure. I'm not looking to give it to you as homework. I would like you to do all these problems with your peers in class. I'm not looking to give it as homework. But if we can't behave and do it together, we'll just make it homework. I told Mr. Smith that we had to go to his seating chart, so many thanks to the seating chart. But hopefully this helps our behavior. Mr. Pierce. Ah, crap. I can't get to that tab because it's under my little recording thing. So I guess I'll go here. Which homework? Okay. So if you are fine on 333, you may start the closure. And your group can talk quietly and stuff. But right now I'm going to start by taking questions on last night's homework.
Okay, so I have a lot of questions.
What do you mean by a lot? I mean, okay, so let's just start
Not a lot, not a lot.
So, anything on 120 or 21? You're making it harder than it probably needs to be. All you're supposed to write down is how we go from step to step. You don't even have to copy this down. So, let me zoom in on this a bit more. Dude, you're right. So in B, look what changes between step 1 and step 2. Well, I don't see any parentheses, so I don't think it's going to be associative. It'd be commutative, right? So my 3 moves over because then they're going to group this and make 20 because that's easy, right? So first would be our commutative, then it's the associative, then it's just addition. That's what they're doing. When it asks you, how do I go from step to step? How I go from step 3 to step 4 is I do the addition, right? It's just asking you, how did it move forward? And in 1, it was multiplication. After it used those properties, it then just multiplied. Isn't that easier than you thought?
Yes. Everyone that I've helped with that question is making it harder than it needs to be.
Okay, so that was one I worked with my mom last night. It was just when I wrote down the tiles, I had to erase it because I was like, right? When it says copy the diagram, I think that's negative 2.
So what is this right now?
This is negative 2 already.
It is negative 2, and if I write it out, it's 4 plus negative 6, right? So this already is negative 2. How do I put in 2 more tiles, but actually not change the result? If I put in a plus, does it change the result?
You put a plus and a negative.
Ah, I can put a positive and a negative.
All candy.
And then on B, when it says copy the diagram, but this is 4 tiles, I went as a negative result and combined it 2. When you remove 4 tiles, how is it but I didn't know if my mom was had it times did for A.
No, it won't matter, actually. So you're not supposed to. It says copy the diagram again, so you copy like the original. But then if I remove 4 tiles, regardless of whether I had those extras there or not, I have 2 extra pluses, right? Because we know that this is 0 and this is 0. And if I kept the other plus minus, it's also 0. Or positive negative, I should say, instead of plus minus.
Okay, and then I have more questions. That's it.
You're fine.
There's nothing on C.
That's the decimal one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's the fraction.
Oh, so make it decimal. 1/5. If I try to make 1/5 into tenths, how many tenths? So this is really 3.2. You know the answer to your multiplication. If I'm trying to undo a multiplication that happened to figure out the other piece of it, how do I break up something that's been multiplied? It's the opposite of multiplication. Division. What has happened is if I multiply this way, I get that, right? But since I can't multiply that way, I can divide this way to get this. So if you take 16 and divide it by 3.2, you're going to get another factor in that problem. Here's the other thing. If you kept it as a fraction, 3 times 5 is 15. 5 times a fifth, right? Well, a fifth of 5 is 1. 15 and 1 make my 16. Yeah, but if you're going to use a calculator, they're decimal just as easy. And then you just add them together, right? So my bottom will be 8.2.
Yeah.
didn't realize I dropped it in black. Greta, this is your problem. How many colors are in that? Just green and yellow, right? Bags of green and yellow candies. If 2/3 are yellow, the rest of it has to be green. This is starting to teach you about complementary values. Values that, when put together, are really nice. Why do we have no text? We're the only group with no text. I get that like a computer screen is okay, but all four of us trying to use one computer screen. Would you just as easily flip back into the lesson on your own if you were struggling and maybe so all I'm promoting is having a physical book in front of you. You are more likely to start leafing through something. Or when you like are looking here, but not scrolling straight, you can quickly flip to the answer key. You want to check the answers. It's just also I had it on the screen that your group is supposed to have. So regardless of what you're saying, we don't need it. I asked you guys to have that. Improper. Always make improper to make sure like 21, 23. And I always just put my negative on top. They put it up front, but again, the negative location doesn't matter. Because it's in one place. Right? So one negative in one place, I just like it on top. Can make your life easier, yeah. Now, don't multiply. Reduce things before you multiply to make your life easier. You can divide on top and bottom to share a common factor. So 7 and 14 both share 7 as a factor, right? So if I divide by 7, I get 1. If I divide by 7, I get 2. That's a much easier multiplication to do. So now, negative 46 and 100. Done. You are welcome. If anybody else struggled on 128, your shortcut method is up on the board right now with that cross-reducing. Of course, if you use the calculator, you wouldn't have to do that, but that's the easiest way to do it. Trying to make your life easy. You cross-reduce, dividing by 7 on top of the board. Things get nice. We like nice numbers because they're nice. I mean, the fact that we have railway systems or automobiles or planes or, I guess I could have just said planes, trains, or automobiles when talking about that, but all of those things were made with math. This is a strong group back here. Ava, I know she's on task, but she's right there. What?
homework help on the closure. On the closure, you need to be. Did you go here from?
Okay. You demonstrated the answer through a but they actually wanted you to do it.
So always just go to CPMC book.
They actually wanted you to do it.
So then in chapter
minus 8.
right
So it's
down,
actually
what problem is
negative
6.81. So we go here, we're looking at what math notes boxes will help us. So there's 3 different math notes boxes. There's 2 right notes, alt shift.
You can draw an arrow like over. These are out. And now you're left with 1 positive, 3 negative. You're left with.
I'm going to do my 100. Oh, that did open up. So you're on math notes box.
Is that your safe?
Okay, shift and click. Just opens it in a new tab right out here. So you've got these 3 math notes boxes. There are all these 3 different help tools to help you with whatever the problem is. We go back to 1. You got our money. Where are you stuck? D is in boy or D is in dog? No. First, get rid of subtraction. Fix it. Make it plus. Then, you gotta follow order of operations. Always. So, when we multiply negative 4.6 times 3, current answer is happening negative 4.6 times 3. I don't know. I'd have to go check it. It's at least negative 12. That sounds more accurate. Negative 13.8 sounds backward. But then you'll add it with the other negative. So then add the positive. Well, maybe you guys should check your math. Hey, you may use a calculator. I realize now there's some like I never said no calculators. You can always use one unless I say you can't.
What if I just did that? Just walked back to the kitchen and just kept going.
I'm using it to do it in my head.
So, you realize your homework. Your homework is going to be whatever you don't have done on Monday. Hey, so I'm going to pause us for just a second and remind you, because I have some groups that are having a great time, and like you're handling yourselves okay, but you're having a great time, you're working really slowly, and you're like having fun arguing with each other. That's like fine, but your homework is going to be whatever work you don't have done come Monday, right? Like end of class or whenever we stop working on closure. It's like you need to try to be efficiently working through your problems right now. And I'm starting to think this is also why some of us can't keep up with our practice work, is like a homework problem takes us 15 minutes because it also involves telling our friends a story about walking my dog last night, or like you need to focus on the current task at hand. So we have 20 minutes left. This is going to get collected next week, right? So we will need this done. It's going to turn into Monday's homework, but we'll need this done next week. So try to stay focused and work. If you're really stuck, quit like just arguing back and forth, then call us over. Right? If you've used your resources, you've checked things, you can't figure out a mistake or like what you're having issues with, call us over. We're here to help. All right, back at it. Jalen, I missed you this morning. Heard you overslept.
I did not. I think for another day.
Are you old enough to set your own alarm?
I tried. She didn't leave my phone upstairs. Guess what? 3.71 plus -5.
What? I didn't know if I had to say what or not.
Okay.
So I think now you should be good at math. Probably 4 months. That is due today. What happened between Tuesday? I'm reluctant Wednesday. Womp, womp. So you guys need help? Raise your hand. Why are you doing 7.8 times -4.6? We don't add the whole multiple. We multiply first. Alright, moving on. Multiply first. Sorry. Oh, you missed the luxury property. The sub was pretty inside scoop. It is correct. You still have to follow order of operations. However, I would say the first thing to do is fix this plus a negative just because we don't like subtraction. You're right. What you said is right. But we want to fix things first. Right? Before we start doing stuff, fix the problem. So we can tell it's a plus a negative. Because once we multiply. Hey, so I've helped a few different groups with this, so it's worth talking about. Except that's not it. So either keep working or give me your attention for just a minute. Either keep working quietly or give me your attention for just a minute. Guys, we did 2 days of like the exact same sort of stuff. And now I've helped half of our groups with that exact same sort of stuff. When we look at this problem, according to order of operations, multiplication has to happen first. But before we even do that, and you can do this while you copy down as long as you are very careful, what I would write down on my paper would actually be 4.18 plus 3 times negative 4.6. And at that moment, in my head, I tell myself this needs to happen. But then we don't like subtraction.
Yes, we do.
We add negative. That would be what you do first on that problem. We then multiply. Then you'll have a negative value that needs combined with another negative. I would probably apply the associative property there, throw some parentheses so I can add those negatives with each other. And then they fight the good guy. So we're going to end up with 4.18 plus negative 13.8 plus negative 2.36 We combine those negatives, 4.18. I'm essentially doing this problem for you now. Negative 16.16. I believe. Correct my math if it's wrong. Yeah.
I got negative 11.98.
I think you subtracted these. Or did you do, no, you wouldn't have done that first. I don't have a calculator. I'm just trying to do this in my head. I don't like it, but I'll use it. No, this will work. This is negative 13.8. And then plus negative. Hey, you gotta be careful because you are adding the negative. That button's like down here. This is negative 16.16. But then I gotta add positive 4.18.
Oh, wait. Oh, I thought 16.16 was your final answer.
No.
Oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Negative 11.98.
Wait, okay. What is that for?
B. Because your answer's in the book. You have the answer key. We've done this. I mean, as I said at the beginning of class, you could, but you won't be ready for the mastery. One. So all I see is off-task behavior and the fact that you don't even have two problems done. Sorry, Ethan, I'm just being straight up with you right now. I don't care if you can make fancy things in the calculator. I care if your homework's done. Why do I hear squeaky noises from over here?
Wait.
Why? It is, but it's negative. You have the answers right over here. I don't know why you're looking at me as if this is some big secret. Yes, negative 11.9. The closure answers are in the book. Always. Nathan, we've done this for chapters 1 and 2. What this directly tells me is you haven't been paying attention, which we've had this conversation over and over again. I literally just showed you guys the answer key on the ebook and in the real book. Then these are the things you can click in the ebook to go get help. It's not the answer that really matters, it's the process to get there. Disney World existing doesn't matter if we can't get there. Yeah, I always talk about there's a lot of great ways to get to Florida. Disney's in Florida. You might be going to Florida to get Disney.
Wait, what?
Yes.
I've been there 8 times.
Oh my god. I've not been there 8 times, but I did take my honeymoon there. We stayed at one of the hotels right up off of Epcot, so you could just walk right in Epcot. It was like between England and France. I forget if there was another country, and it was like on the road. Between those two countries, and you could bail from the park. What?
The chapter 2 mastery right wedge in the middle. Follow up.
Who was it? Madison! It's okay. If it was somebody who was like always had papers out of order and stuff, then I would be concerned that you're fine. I'm just giving you a list. I would expect that out of some of my boys. Yeah, I'm gender stereotyping. The thing is, it's true.
I'm actually very neat.
Yeah, you're like stereotypes about the typical, right? Like, so we talk about a typical middle school boy. Now, it's not right, it's not like appropriate, but it's fairly accurate. Okay, but that's you've done even more so should not be off task. Because you are getting the brains of the people who need to be finishing the math thinking about Selena Gomez. Instead of math. Nothing. In fact, we were listening to this conversation. Stop. Seriously, you need to do your math, dude. You don't even have 2 projects on. Shush it when the teacher walks in. It's pretty obvious. Okay, that's a huge issue. I've never talked to me about this issue. I can give you a space to think. Actually, not. Easier. 50 is less stringent than 48. But that's negative. That 5.25 is negative. Casey, what are you doing? And your teacher's standing right here. What do you want? That is 3 groups of negative 4.6. Dude, you literally did this problem on 4. So, you need your brain to trend on to what's happening around you. Don't know what you're thinking about. Obviously not what's going on. This, 3 groups of negatives make negative. Right? This becomes negative 13.8. You might want to write this stuff down, but we'll talk it and you can write it. Then I have a negative 2.36. I can put my negatives together if I group them. So we associate this. That becomes this negative 16.16. But then I add the positive. That's how we end up at the negative 11.98. Are you behind on your homework? I'm surprised that you're behind if these skills are still iffy in your brain. Which spinner? Between 6, 8, 13. 6, 8, 3, so I saw the one. Too big. So, I have been saying all year, trust the numbers, trust the math. Don't necessarily trust what things look like. Okay? So if you make this 20/4, what do I do to this fraction to make it 20/4? Hey,
Oh, wait a second.
do your work.
Hold on.
What are we trying to look up? Or, you know, I like that process. That was a good strategy. That was like associative property, but used with. Hey, so I want to share what. Sorry, I already had my brain going one direction. I'll come back to you. Hopefully you're maybe on 132 by now. If not, just give your attention to it for a moment. So I was just walking around, and Brendan just solved this using what we've been doing this week without even like really thinking about it. Now, I don't know if Brendan went to common denominators first or not, but as I walked up, I heard him saying, well, this and that are a half, so if that's 3/8, that's got to be 1/8. Which he was looking at the 6th and the 3rd, which whether he thought about the 3rd being 2/6 and adding with 1/6, which would be super easy, or I probably maybe, like from his way, maybe overthought it. I went to denominators of 24. But if I had 8 24ths and 4 24ths, I got 12, right? Which is half. So if we can group those real easy, then I know this and this must be the other half of the circle, which if this is 3/8, this will be left with 1/8. So you could get the answer by looking in the answer key, but I wanted to share that method that Brendan just took because I thought it was awesome. He found a half and then knew the other pieces had to be the other half. You got about 2 minutes left, so you want to get your Chromebook put back soon in the next minute or two. Oh yeah, sorry, I needed to come back to Natalie. Oh, I don't know. Everything's soaking wet, too. So probably not. I have no idea. That's what the lost Well, I can't see anything. That becomes -10. -10 minus 17 becomes -1. Is -2 times 5. 1 negative involved in multiplication. All right, Chromebooks, get them put away. One person, take your Chromebook, put it back. Ava, I would say that looks a little dangerous. Yeah. Your pencil is not eyeliner.
Not eyeliner, that's
Whatever.
No, what?
Either way, you don't want to put graphite on your eyelashes. Because graphite in your eye. Nothing. Nothing like that. So, thank you to those of you that stayed focused and worked the whole time. There are some of us who I think need to keep working towards that whole like 7th grade behavior continuously. The other idea that I was debating whether to share or not, but for those of you that are like, I can never keep up, there's never enough time, my teachers don't give me enough. The other idea that I've been debating is if you are one of those students who is chronically like late with assignments or doesn't have things done or can't find things, Another teacher brought up, well, don't you have videos of everything that happens during your class? Yeah. So one idea that I've toyed with is if you are that person that never has things done on time and you like were having issues with that, I can just as easily send the video to your parents and be like, so check out what your kid does through a 45-minute session of just have time to work. So keep that in the back of your head of like, there's always evidence of everything that went down in here. So please come Monday ready to work. Have a great weekend.
You too.
Yeah. What? No, it's going to be homework on Monday. Yeah. There's no new homework today.